our Inside Fighting 276 main card, UFC 276 main card predictions. We're joined here by UFC middleweight Nick Maximov, 8-1, rising star. What's cracking, bro?
What's cracking?
Where you at?
I'm about to go to Lake Almanor.
Oh, you're live.
I'll go camping.
Live from NorCal. We got Maximov here in NorCal.
Real NorCal.
Robbie Clark in Canada. What's going on, Robbie?
Doing good, man. You didn't say my record. Oh, no.
No. No. Robbie Clark, real estate guru in Canada. All right, so listen, we're going to do the main card here. First on the main card, we got Robbie Lawler and Brian Barbarina. You know, Barbarina's, they're pretty much even. No one's a favorite, no one's an underdog. It's minus 105, minus 115. It's an even fight. What do you guys think for that one? Who you get? Let's start with Robbie.
Man, Robbie looked really good. You know, him and Nick had a really good fight his last time out, and he seemed motivated. And he said in a pre-fight interview that he wanted to keep the motivation going and keep in good shape. So I've been bouncing back and forth with this because, you know, Barbarina is always so tough. But the thing is, so is Lawler. And I don't know if anybody can kind of out-tough Lawler. So I've been going back and forth, but I'm going to go with Lawler on this one, I think.
Yeah, I think they're like the same style, I feel like, but Barbarina's just younger. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but I like Lawler. I've always liked Lawler, though, you know?
So who's your official pick? Who are we going with?
Barbarina.
And Robbie, you said Barbarina, right?
No, I said Lawler. I said Lawler.
I like Lawler, though. I'm not mad at it. Whoever wins, I don't care, you know?
So, that one should be pretty close. Next up, we got Sean O'Malley and Pedro Munoz. What do you guys, O'Malley's minus 200. Munoz is a big underdog at plus 240. What do you guys think?
The odds say, because this is a big step up in competition for Sean, and at minus 240, I don't know. Like, I can see it though, because Sean, besides that against Chito Vera, you know, he's looked pretty good everywhere. He's got good jiu-jitsu too. He's done some grappling tournaments, so I see him winning. But if you're going to choose an underdog pick, you can't hate on that because one guy's fought the tougher competition. But just if it's even and not taking in the odds, I'm going to go with O'Malley. I think he's going to find a way to get it done. But that's almost a pick 'em to me too, though. It depends how Pedro comes out.
Robbie's picking the hype train O'Malley.
Yeah, I'd pick if I were to put my money on anyone, I'd put it on Pedro. That's just a fat underdog. That's crazy. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, I actually did a little wager on Munoz as well. It's his toughest opponent to date. O'Malley's toughest opponent. You know, I don't think he's faced a guy like Munoz. Munoz is a seasoned vet.
Yeah, I got Munoz, but O'Malley's good. He's a favorite for a reason. You know, just shows how he's pretty tough and he's got good boxing and shit. But I don't know. I'd go with the underdog.
Next up, we got your weight class, Maximov. We got John Strickland and Alex Pereira. Another even one. There's not really a favorite or underdog here. They actually have Strickland a slight favorite at a minus 125.
Oh, wow.
Strickland has a pretty impressive record at 25-3. Let's start with you, Maximov. Who you got? Is your weight?
That's all the I thought he had way more losses than that. He's only 25-3.
It's a pretty impressive record, right?
That's pretty good. Yeah. I got Pereira, but yeah, I'd put my money. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I got Pereira.
You think his glory kickboxing and he's just going to outstrike him, or what do you think?
I just think Sean's not as good as a boxer as everyone thinks either. I just think he's crazy and he's doesn't care if he gets hit and shit. I don't think he's a good boxer though. I just think he just doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
I mean, if he sparred with some of the dudes at our gym, I mean, it'd be like, I don't know. He has a weird style.
He has like that bloodbath brawler style, just wants to bang.
Yeah. And his head's straight up and shit. It's weird. His hands are, I don't know. I've never been a fan of his whole fighting thing.
So weird. You think Pereira is going to piece him up? Yeah,
I think Pereira is just basic and fundamentally really good. I got respect for him.
That's what's up. So we got Maximov picking Pereira. I mean, that's you have an interest in that fight? That is your weight class,
That's my favorite fight on the card.
Really?
Yeah.
But you have an interest in fighting either one of those guys?
Yeah, him and Strickland. I'd like to fight Sean. He'd probably be a lot easier.
You just wrestle his ass. And Robbie, What's your pick for this fight?
Yeah, I mean, Nick's got a good point there. Like he said, I think, he's a little bit smarter than he leads on to be. Strickland. He's got his act going, which a lot of people like. It's pretty funny at times, right? So, but he does keep his head straight up, and he's actually very good with his distance control. Anytime you see him fight, that's why it looks like a sparring match, because he's always right out of range and he's popping in and he's, talking a lot of shit. But like Pereira, one thing I noticed that they're stared on is he's a lot taller than him, and he looks a lot bigger too. So it's like on his feet, I think he's going to get pieced up, and like I said, but Strickland's not the greatest wrestler, but he's obviously had years on the ground. So I think same thing. He's going to have to take it down. It's a pick 'em. I kind of vote for Strickland because he's kind of funny, right? So, but I think Pereira's just looked mean. He's not shown much weakness yet. He hasn't really, I don't know if he's gone against a good wrestler though yet, right? And so if it stays standing, I think it's going to be a rough night. And I got Pereira.
And then moving on to the co-main event, the trilogy fight, former champ versus current champ, Max Holloway and Volkanowski. This is the third time these guys are meeting up. It's going to be a sick fight. Holloway's actually the underdog, plus 175. So some money to make there. Volkanowski's at minus 210. What are you guys thinking?
So I thought about this one because the first fight I had Alexander winning, and then the second fight I had Holloway winning, even though both went to Volkanovski. So, and man, I hate like betting. I don't know how you bet against. They're both actually seem like good dudes, but I would say Holloway. I want to bet on just cause. He seems pissed. I don't know if that's going to work out well for him going into this or not. He's like upset about the people saying he's taking a lot of damage, or Volkanovski, and the fact that, come on, like how can he? Like, this is a legacy fight. If he doesn't win this, it's like, you're not going to fight for 45 again. So he's going to have to move up to 55. And I'm sure regardless if he wanted to move to 55, he probably wanted to do it with the belt. So, he's motivated. He's looked really good. I want to go for Holloway but I like them both. It could be either way, but I'll go Holloway for the underdog.
I was thinking the same thing but Alex looks pretty good lately. He fought Brian Ortega. I watched that fight. He looked pretty good in that one. I don't know. Alex is pretty tough, but I always go with the Hawaiian Max,
The big discussion, everyone's talking about who the featherweight GOAT is. It's either Aldo, Volkanovski, or Holloway. You guys have a take on the featherweight GOAT?
Yeah, it's a tough one because, I would have said Holloway's up there, and definitely Volkanovski can be up there as well too. And I think he's still got more time there. But Max is young. Aldo, yeah, I mean, because of WEC, I can see why that would get number one. But I think these guys are right up there and in the money for it. Like they said, I think Holloway was saying straight defenses. Aldo had 8, so that makes him more worthy. But I don't know. Like, I think if Holloway were to win this one and maybe one other from there, it's like, I think he'd be up there. And if Volkanovski keeps winning, or if he goes to 55 and wins the belt, then you got to give it to one of them. So they're all very close in my opinion. Depends on how the next couple fights go for them.
The main event, we got the biggest underdog on the card at Cannonier plus 370, and Adesanya's biggest favorite at minus 490. So you got to lay $500 just to win $100 if you're betting Izzy. This is again your weight class, Maximov. But let's start with Robbie Clark. What's your main event prediction here?
Jared is he's surprising. I mean, but the problem is, I think he lost to Whitaker, and MMA math sucks sometimes. So it doesn't really, that doesn't mean he's not going to beat Izzy. And he has shown himself to do good takedowns, but on the feet, Izzy is way ahead. And sometimes even with Izzy though, you see like he can really turn it up, and he looks really good. Or so we'll see how this goes. But I think Jared's definitely going to be pushing for the takedown, so it's going to force some actions. Obviously, he's got to keep him down. And I don't know, he's looked really good. He's looked really strong, but his stand up is not going to be good on the feet. For the odds, you almost want to go Jared, but I'm going to go with Izzy just because he should win this.
Yeah, I think Izzy sometimes will like fight at the same level as his opponents, like Gaslam and shit. So I think that's the thing. I agree with that. I don't know. I just don't think Cannonier can do it. I think that whole Brunson fight, he was kind of losing the whole time until he knocked him out and shit. But I don't know. I was never really impressed with Cannonier. He's just a big old dude. You know, he just looks strong and powerful. He looks like a Rumble, in my opinion.
Right.
Kind of like Rumble. That's how I feel like he fights. And not to say he's bad, but you know, he's good. Just I think he's like an old school fighter.
So
So
you're picking Izzy.
yeah. I think yeah. Izzy.
The entire card's pretty stacked. Are you guys interested in any of these other fights? There's another one in your weight class, Maximov. There's Uriah Hall versus Munoz.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. That's a fucking interesting fight. I think Munoz gets it done, but Uriah Hall, I mean, who did he fight where he knocked that dude out with a spinning back kick? The guys in Masausi?
Almost out.
Masausi?
Yeah.
Remember when he did that and he was getting his ass whipped? He was like losing, and then he just did that out of nowhere. Like he can do crazy. He's got that explosive, you know, like muscle twitch shit. So I think he can just do that out of nowhere, you know. But I don't know. Munoz is tough on the ground.
Yeah, I went with Munoz in that as well too. I mean, you got another big underdog, and if you want to go like, what is it, almost 3-1 on Uriah pulling, you know, something off. If you go down his career stats, probably 1 in every 3 he does pull something crazy off. So, but I got to go with Munoz overall. He's just looks so good. He looks so strong. He's so good on the ground, and sometimes Uriah struggled with that you know, top control when he's been unable to stop takedowns. So I got to go with Munoz, and that looks like a young savage.
What about Cowboy? Who you guys got for Cowboy? Real quick.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna go Cowboy on that. Won against Jim Miller before, and they're fighting at 170. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Looked a little bit better, but I mean that I'm definitely going Cowboy. Why? I don't even understand how he's an underdog at 170. I get it. He's had a couple weight cuts. They're getting older, but they forget that. No, and I love both these guys, right? But they forget that Jim Miller's had some wars too. He's been up there, right? And he's struggled with Lyme disease, I think, for, you know, and I think that's like ongoing. So at 170, that's going to benefit Donald. Even a few weeks after that weight cut, he could be like 180, 185 by now, you know, smaller guy. And he lost the first fight. So I think Donald, this is when he pulls out, and I think he's going to feel confident in it. But I'd be happy for Jim if he won too. I mean, it's hard to hate on either of those guys.
I just wanted the viewers to know Robbie Clark's been on the scene, in the MMA scene, at least 20 years.
I've been watching it because I can't do it. So,
right. Well, we got an amateur fight lined up for you soon, Robbie Clark. We're going to throw you in there with the guy out of Stockton named Logan Woosley.
Or Elijah Gutierrez.
Or Elijah. Listen, Robbie, we can team you up against Nate Diaz.
Do an elimination match. Get Bryce Hall 3 months of training, and then
Robbie Clark, Bryce Hall, Logan Woosley, and Elijah Gutierrez. Fuck it, a cage match. Anyways, Maximov, thank you for joining us. You're a legend. You'll be fighting for the bout soon. You're 24 years old. You got a long career ahead of you. Robbie Clark, keep killing the game in Canada. And UFC 276 is going to be popping.
Hey, thanks so much, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks.